My name is Colleen, and this is my kitchen. I've struggled with my weight my entire life. After trying every diet in the book without any success, I came to the realization that diets don't work. I started my journey in January 2010 at a size 26W, weighing just over 300 pounds. By July 2011, I had lost over 120 pounds and reached my goal of a size 12, no W. And I have kept the weight off ever since. What's my secret? Eating healthy and moving more. Now I'm here to show you how you can make food that is healthy and delicious and lose weight just like I have. Because if I can do it, you can too.
Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Tonight I have a unique twist on lasagna for you. We're going to be using a really lean ground turkey to lean up the lasagna, as well as some low-fat cottage cheese, a light mozzarella. But the unique twist is we're going to be making them into cupcakes. There's no sweetness involved. We're going to bake them in a cupcake tin, and I love this because it creates the absolute perfect portion size for you. So it's going to start with making our filling for our lasagna. And I have here a pound of extra lean white ground turkey. And I want to go ahead and put that in my pan, get that cooking. And I'm going to just break it up a little bit. I did spray the pan with just a little bit of olive oil. And then to that, always important to have garlic, right? So let's add some garlic into, I forgot where my knife was, into the pan here. And I'm going to go ahead and let this cook until the turkey is browned up. My turkey's just about browned up, so let's go ahead and finish this filling here. I've got some basil leaves, loose basil leaves here, and I want about a half a cup coarsely chopped once I chop these up. I'm just going to push that to the side. And then I have here some fresh oregano leaves. I'm going to strip these leaves off the stem real quick here. And I'd say there's probably about, maybe a quarter cup of oregano once it's chopped. Once the turkey is browned up, I'm going to use my spatula to crumble it and make sure it's in small pieces. Then I'm going to add 1 can, 14.5 ounces of diced tomatoes that have no salt added. Important that you look for the ones that don't have any additional salt added to them. That'll help control your sodium intake. And then I'm adding 1 can of tomato paste. It's a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, and this is going to add a really nice, thick depth of flavor to the dish. Once I have both of those in, it's time to add those herbs that we chopped up. For some additional flavor, let's add just a pinch of coarse sea salt. And then we want about a 1/4 teaspoon of red chili pepper flakes. Now, you don't need to add this. I really love just a little kick with my Italian food, and so this adds a nice little spice to it. I'm going to stir this up and just let this cook for, maybe just 2 minutes. I just want this to blend up and for that tomato paste to really melt up in the heat of the pan. Okay, so we have a couple of things going on. First, I'm going to turn that ground turkey off here and move it off of the heat. And then my water is boiling for my lasagna noodles. I'm using 100% whole wheat lasagna noodles, and I have 12 of them in here. I'm going to go ahead, and what I want to do is just slowly sink them into the water because I don't want these to break. And just slowly bend them until they get in there. Now it is important to stir those around because you don't want your noodles to stick together. So I'm going to let these boil until they're tender, which usually takes about 8 to 10 minutes. And while that's happening, we'll get the rest of our filling going. And that's going to start, or I should say continue, with some baby zucchini here. I have 3/4 of a pound of baby zucchini. And I'm going to shred this up with my grater here, just trim off that end. And then once that's shredded, I'll add that right into the pan that the turkey is cooked in. Next, I'm going to add 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese. I'm using a 2% milk fat. You could use ricotta cheese instead of cottage cheese if you wanted to. I don't personally care for ricotta cheese. It's too grainy for me. And I really love how the cottage cheese melts up in this and makes it really creamy. Make sure to use a low-fat instead of a non-fat. The non-fat cottage cheese is pure chemicals trying to replace the texture that you get from the fat, and it doesn't melt well, it doesn't brown up, it's not good for cooking purposes. So you want to make sure to use a low fat or 2% cottage cheese. So add that in, and then I have 2 ounces of a light or reduced fat mozzarella cheese. Just going to shred that up. This is going to give me about 1/2 cup of cheese shredded. So now I just want to stir that filling up, make sure that it's really well combined. I love adding the zucchini in here because it adds a little bit of moisture to the dish. It adds a ton of nutrients and gives us our nice dose of vegetables for the day. Okay, so last step is to assemble our cupcakes. I have here a cupcake or a muffin tin, whatever you want to call it. It's got 12 holes here. And I'm just going to do a light spray with some olive oil, and that's just to keep everything from sticking. And so then what I want to do is take one of my lasagna noodles here that is cooked up, and I'm going to cut off the bottom about 2 inches. And I'm going to take this noodle that's left, the longer piece, cup it in a circle there, and then take this piece that I cut off and just pop it right down in the bottom, just like that. So I'm going to do this for each of the cupcake tins, or each of these holes, and then we're going to fill them, and I'll show you how we do that. Once I have the noodles in place, then the next step is to spoon the filling in. And I just want to do this, spoon it in equal fashion. I like to put a little bit in each one and then go back around, top it off, and make sure that they're at the same level. Last step, we want to frost our cupcakes. I have here 1 ounce of shredded Parmesan cheese, which is approximately equal to about a 1/4 cup. I always recommend weighing it. And I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit on the top of each one here. And then for a little cherry on top, I have kalamata olives. And I'm going to put just 1 olive on each cupcake. Isn't that pretty? These are great for a party, great for leftovers. Like I said, I love these because it just makes the perfect portion size. Okay, now that I have those all ready, I'm going to go ahead and throw them in my oven. I have my oven preheated to 375. I want to let them bake for about 20 minutes until the filling has really warmed up and the cheese on top is nice and golden brown. Our turkey lasagna cupcakes have baked up, absolutely beautiful. So now all that's left to do is serve them up. And I usually will make myself a side salad with this, but there's my perfect portion, my turkey lasagna cupcake. I'm going to go sit down and enjoy my meal. I hope you'll give this a try and let me know what you think, and I will see you next time in my kitchen.